Tired, and growing weaker with each passing minute, I had wandered into the rocky hills, seeking a quiet place to rest. The cave, if it could be called that, had been the best place I could find, and I had crawled into it without hope of recovery. In reality, I had hoped to die. I didn't know the limits of the curse I had taken upon myself, but it seemed reasonable that if I grew weak enough, eventually I might expire from simple lack of energy. Apparently, that thought had been naive. "I'm still here," I said, speaking aloud again. Interestingly, my depression seemed to have vanished along with my injuries. A strange feeling of calm had descended over my inner world, as if a veil had shadowed my painful feelings. Curious, I turned my thoughts deliberately to Penny and the children. I probed my last memories of them, searching for the ache of their rejection, in much the same manner that someone might probe the painful socket of a lost tooth with their tongue, even though they know it will be painful to touch. I found nothing. My heart had grown numb, or perhaps gray, as empty as the black void I saw within myself whenever I turned my mage sight inward. My emotions had drained away along with my energy, leaving me an empty husk. And yet I am alive and whole once more, with enough strength to move easily, I thought silently. Well, maybe not alive. It was at that point that I realized that I also had no feelings of disgust, as I most certainly should have had. I just woke up covered in dead roaches, centipedes, ants, and I kicked at the mound of dead things, shifting it with my foot to see what else it might contain. Along with the insects, I discovered an assortment of mice, a snake, and largest of all, a dead fox. Most of the bodies had been perfectly preserved, as if they had dried out slowly without rotting or putrefaction. Only the fox seemed fresh, still warm to the touch. "I must smell terrible," I observed, though there was no one to listen. Sniffing the air, I could detect nothing rotten, however, just the smell of dry dirt mixed with the fresh scent of the forest blowing toward the hills. Touching me killed them, and did so in such a thorough manner that they didn't even rot. My body must have drawn the life from everything that came into contact with it, even the fox.